recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Chris.
Yo, we going down to Sesame Street.
That's your impression of hardcore rap?
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list. Oh my God.
You were like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan and I am here today with Zahkia Mendoza. Hello, Zahkia.
Hello, Jonathan.
It's great to see you.
Great to see you too.
I am here today with Erin Barkley. Hello, Erin.
Just tried to send a thumbs up emoji and sent a potato instead, so that's how my day's going.
I'm a potato. All right, so Zahkia and Mrs. Potato Head. We are also joined by 2 fabulous people who are going to have a great game with us today. Mike Williams is with us. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
I am fabulous. And we are joined by Brian Elsbernd. Hello, Brian.
Hello. How is everyone?
We are fantastic. So I want to get to know... Oh, are you not fantastic, Erin?
No, I'm great. I thumbs up. I said great.
No, you potatoed, remember? There it is. So I want to get to know everybody a little bit better. Mike, we're going to start with you. Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Thanks, Jonathan. So I am originally from the Jersey Shore, Asbury Park, New Jersey. But for the past 25 years, I've lived in the D.C. area. I'm a lawyer at a big law firm. And my fun fact, I think, is still that my wife and I have a gigantic family, and I know that that's kind of atypical for nowadays. We have 11 children, ages 23 to 6.
Whew.
Wow.
In fact, my 6-year-old is bringing me a cup of coffee right now. Can I come on.
Here he comes. No, timing is wonderful.
I didn't plan this, but I told them I'd need some happening. Thank you, son. Say hi very quickly.
Hi.
Okay, there you go.
Hey,
Okay.
buddy. That's amazing. That is very Catholic of you. Are you, in fact, Catholic?
It's just bad planning, really.
That's amazing, and I have to tell you, I love your background. Your background. You have your bookcase, your library, and a lot of us have bookcases. Yours is particularly nice. Well done by you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Outstanding. All right, and Brian, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
I live in Miami, Florida. I am an attorney also, but for a pharmaceutical company rather than a large law firm. And something fun about myself, I came within about 3 inches of being tackled to the ground by the Secret Service.
Sweet.
When was this?
When I was a new associate attorney in D.C., I was going out for lunch, and as a new associate, time is money. So I was literally running as I came off the elevator to go get my lunch so I could get back to my desk and get to work. But I didn't realize in the basement of my building there was a company that records political ads. And at the time, the current First Lady was getting ready to run for the Senate seat in New York, Hillary Clinton. And being the First Lady, she was not expecting anyone to be coming off the elevator. So she was standing right in front of the elevator door, and I came running out, and I was about 3 inches from bowling her over. Now, you haven't seen me. I'm about 6'5", well over 200 pounds, and I really would have just knocked her over. And there were 3 or 4 Secret Service agents that were not looking too happy, but I did pull up about 2 inches short. And then I gave her a dirty look because you don't stand in front of the door like that.
No, that's so rude. That's bad etiquette. That's bad etiquette.
You're First Lady. Everything's cleared out for you. I mean, I get it, but...
You know, that would have been a bad situation. Why did you attack the First Lady? I didn't. I just wanted a freaking Reuben. I got to get back to work.
It really would have cut into my billing for that day, too.
Oh, my God. All right.
This is an unfortunately high attorney concentration we have today.
That's
I think
a good
we're just going
point.
to argue over details for the next 2 hours.
And what percentage is an unfortunately high? I mean, I'm guessing a lot of people say
60% or above is high, and we've reached
We'll
that
say more than-
threshold.
Yeah, like 5% is probably too many. Like present company accepted, but as a species, lawyers are the worst people. So I try to avoid them. We're just going to answer it depends for every question. So you can go ahead and write that down now.
Wonderful.
Literally, Erin, you're like, lawyers are the worst people. I'm surrounded by them all day. I am not happy
I'm dating
with my
one, too.
life. Why? Why would you do this to yourself? Every
it turns
date
out
has a
we-
higher percentage of lawyers than is acceptable.
It's not great. It turns out we communicate in exactly the same way because we address every problem like it's a law school exam question.
Oh, both lawyers are nodding their head.
we IRAC every dispute. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, my God. Well, now that we've gotten to know everybody, I think it's time to get it rolling. And we're going to get rolling with Zahkia doing Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
Hey, friends. So our Warm It Up, Chris, has nothing to do with the law.
Thank God.
Yeah, but it does have to do with a subject that I haven't looked at in a while, and I'm just curious to see what the changes have been like since, the last time I bought a car or had to get a different car. So today I went to Car and Driver, and I got a list of the top selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in the year of 2022. And so you give me make and model, and we'll see if it's in the top 20.
Question for you.
Yes.
How specific do we end up having to be with models? And so what I'm thinking is like, okay, if you have, let's say you have a Mini Cooper, right? And then you have the Mini Cooper X and the Mini Cooper Z and the Mini Cooper Thunder. Does Mini Cooper cover all that, or is it very specific?
It's pretty specific. So I would counter back and
we're not even the lawyers.
Yeah, what are we doing countering? Let me just tell you. If it's like a Mercedes, it would be like a Mercedes S-Class.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought of that, but that's my parents had one once upon a time. So that's what
Sounds
came
like
to mind as an example.
Would it be like S-Class?
It sounds like there's no Mercedes on the list, which is good to know.
Right. So
Yes.
would it be like S-Class is separate from S-Class Electric S-Class?
No.
That's where I was getting to.
Okay, if it's a part of a series or class, it's going to be in here.
Okay, gotcha.
Mike, I've chosen you first.
Awesome. How about a Honda Accord?
All right, Honda Accord is not on this list.
Oh my goodness.
What,
Wow.
For
I
what,
know.
what year? For what year?
2022.
Did Honda Accord slip that far? Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Never would have guessed.
All right, Jonathan, you're up next.
Gonna go with the Ford F-150.
The Ford F-Series is number 1 on the list.
There we go.
Erin, you're up next.
Well, if Accord's not on there, I feel like I should, but F-150 is, I feel like I should restructure my list. How about the Toyota Tacoma?
The Toyota Tacoma is number 8 on the list.
Wow.
Nice job. Brian,
I'm going to stick with Toyotas and say Camry.
the Toyota Camry is number 5 on the list. Mike.
Sticking with Honda Civic.
The Honda Civic is not on this list.
Really? Right.
I will tell you, don't give up on Honda though. Jonathan.
Wait, you went a Honda Accord, you went Honda Civic. You know, I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I'm gonna go with Chevy Silverado.
The Chevy Silverado, number 2 on the list. Erin, you're up.
How about the Dodge Durango?
You're going for the small trucks. No, that's not a truck. That's an SUV, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was a truck. Is it not?
I think it's an SUV.
I feel like small trucks are very in right now.
So the Dodge Durango is not on this list. And I have to amend, My sorry to Mike. The Honda Accord is number 20 on this list. I just didn't scroll down far enough.
Which
yes.
set are we trying to get to? Top 10, top 15, top 20?
I had the top 20. I was
Top
thinking
20.
maybe like do 16 if but yeah.
No, it's great. So Accord was right. You're off the
Accord
schneid.
was right. But I do not see the Durango on this list, Erin.
Okay.
Brian, you're up.
How about the Kia Sorento? I see a ton of those around here.
I am partial to Kia because it's part of my name mnemonic. Like pizza, Kia, like the car. But the Kia Sorento is not on this list. Mike, you're up again.
How about the Toyota Odyssey? We're going to go minivans.
Interesting. It's not on this list.
It might just be my world. Okay, I understand.
Isn't the Odyssey made by Honda?
I think that it is also made by Honda.
Is that not
That was never going to be
Either
right.
way, it's not on the list.
Not even wrong.
Jonathan, you're up.
The big trucks have been 1 and 2 so far. I'm going to pick up the other one and see if it's right. Toyota Tundra.
The Toyota Tundra is not on this list.
All right. That's the end of the big trucks.
Erin.
Yeah, so the reason I knew the Odyssey was a Honda car is because Honda sponsored the NHL and they gave away an Odyssey 1 year for the MVP and it was a whole thing. How about a Ford Explorer?
A Ford Explorer is number 14 on the list. Nice job.
Yeah.
Brian.
Ugh, I'm not a car person. Let's go with the Subaru Forester.
No, Subaru Forester is not on this list. Mike.
Tesla Model E.
Ooh, we're getting interesting. No, but I'll say don't give up on Tesla. Jonathan, you're up.
I don't know enough about Teslas to make a good guess-la. I'm going to try the Volkswagen Jetta.
Well, that's a cute car. It's not on this list, but they're cute.
Oh, well.
Erin, you're up.
I'm going to leave the Tesla one for someone else and guess a Honda Fit because I feel like I see them everywhere.
No, not the
Cool.
Honda Fit.
It's just like, no. Nope, sorry. No.
Not the Honda Fit. Brian.
I am not too proud to take the low-hanging fruit. I will say the Tesla Model S.
That is not it. Here's I will guys throw you guys a bone. Here's the last round before we can get fun and cumulative with our efforts. Mike.
I'm going to go Tesla Model Y.
Tesla Model Y is number 9 on this list.
Wow.
Nice.
No,
Didn't know there's 3 models of Tesla.
it's 4.
4, yeah.
Oh, my God.
4. Jonathan.
Toyota Prius.
Ooh, yeah.
Interesting.
I see them everywhere.
But no.
No.
Not in 2022. Erin.
How about the Nissan Altima? Every time I've rented a car in the last 10 years, it's been a Altima.
Same thing, and I hate them, but no, not.
Great.
I feel like the only people who buy the Nissan Altimas are the people who rent the cars.
Yeah, that's true.
Out. And Brian.
The only success I've had so far has been with economy cars, so I'm going to stick there and go with the Nissan Sentra.
Not the Nissan Sentra.
All right, I got a good guess. I got a guess.
All right.
We're going as a group now. Hyundai Sonata.
Not the Hyundai Sonata.
Freak.
I would
Is
say
the
you guys
X
need to think.
Are there any
Sure.
cars, in fact, on this list?
There
all trucks and
are
SUVs.
not very many cars, and this is why I wanted to do this list in the first place, because like a couple of years ago, maybe in 2017, the big 3 of American, like the Ford, GM, and Chrysler, Fiat, or Stellantis, what they're known as now, said that we're going to stop doing cars and we're going to do trucks. And I wanted to see if 2022, that list kind of reflected that. Did everybody kind of shift into trucks in that? And just think bigger in general.
So like the
less
Ford
cars.
Expedition, the Hummer, the...
The Bronco?
Not
Toyota
quite.
4Runner.
No. Okay.
The Nissan Xterra.
Ooh, Xterra's a good one. The Rogue?
The Rogue, the Nissan Rogue
Okay.
is number 16.
What about do we do the Subaru? We did Forester, something Forester, the Crosstrek?
The Crosstrek. There you go.
Okay.
The Ford
Crosstrek
Ranger.
I figured out.
is number 19, not the Ford Ranger. I believe the F-Series and the Explorer are the only Fords on the list.
Dodge Caravan.
Nah. Okay, so bigger but not minivan.
Okay. I was reading a couple months ago, there's only like 3 American-made minivans. Like no one makes minivans anymore because everyone's making like the Rogues and the Foresters and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Honda Pilot.
That's a good guess.
All right. I feel like I should...
Yeah, we're stuck over here. What do you got
yeah,
for
we're
us,
just naming
Zahkia? What
cars
is
now.
this?
So number 3, I don't think anyone said it's the Ram pickup.
Oh, God. I went
yeah.
to Tundra instead of Ram.
I said Durango instead of Ram. Yep. Which meant it would be a truck.
We said a lot of Toyota, but I don't think anyone said number 4, the Toyota RAV4.
Ah.
Oh, I hate those things.
CRV?
The Honda CRV
Yeah.
is the Honda on the list.
The Honda. Damn.
The Honda, yeah.
The Accord was a
Yeah, and I forgot about the Accord. And I forgot about it again. Thank you, Mike. Number 6 is the GMC Sierra.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I believe we said the Toyota Tacoma. And number 10, no one guessed this. I see these everywhere. The Jeep Grand Cherokee.
I see.
So one of the sense I'm getting is that we are all screwed from a carbon emissions standpoint here.
Oh,
We're selling
We
more
have
giant cars than ever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you know that the 4 Tesla models that are sold in the United States spell out sexy?
Yeah.
No. Really? SE, X, and Y?
The Model X and the Model Y. I think.
Do y'all think it was intentional?
Oh, for sure.
What order did they go in?
That one.
The S came out first and then the E?
Then the 3. SE3XY.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. But Elon Musk is playing 4D chess and we just don't understand him.
Oh, sure he is.
I think that's a fun fact. I think it's a dumb thing that it exists, but it's a cool thing to know. My fun fact is that because of that challenge where TikTokers keep stealing Kias and Hyundais, you can get a free steering wheel club if you own an older model Kia or Hyundai from RPD because people keep stealing them. Yeah, everyone I know that owns a Kia has gotten boosted in the last 6 months. It's wild. So
we are screwed from an emissions point of view. Everyone seems to have moved toward the crossover and truck production. However, and I didn't actually check this, I would believe that the number of units sold of these vehicles is a lot lower than in the past. So there could be some offset, but yeah, basically you're like, oh yeah, carbon is king when it comes to these cars or trucks or SUVs.
So we only hit the top 10. What else was on the list?
I don't think anyone said the Toyota Highlander. And I know no one said the Chevy Equinox.
No.
That's another one I see a lot. Number 15 is the Tesla Model 3.
Sexy.
Number 17 is the Jeep Wrangler.
I can't believe Jeep has 2 cars in the top 20.
I know, right? 18 is the sole Hyundai on this list, the Hyundai Tucson.
That's a SUV.
Yeah. That'd be the one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the last 2 we got, the Crosstrek and the Honda Accord. I remembered this time. And that concludes our Warm It Up, Chris. And maybe it's Warm It Up climate change style. There we go.
This was one of our worst performances in Warm It Up, Chris, that I can recall. We all did not know the answers. How about it?
Yeah, to be fair,
I haven't bought a car since we were waiting. I haven't bought a car since 2016, and I bought used because I've always bought used cars. Like, I mean, I've heard of all these because like occasionally I watch sports with car ads on, but I don't know what's being sold right now. Obviously.
Same. I drive a Chevy Malibu.
I mean, I drive an
Which they make-
F-150, but this has been the same one since 2013. So, God, I tell you what, in an aside, I hope by the time I'm buying my next car that they've extended these electric batteries, because I'd love to buy an electric vehicle, but I got to be able to go more than 400 miles.
Don't be afraid,
Yeah.
Jonathan. I've got a Tesla Model X, and I smile every time I drive it.
Yeah.
Faster than a rocket ship, smarter than a computer.
I agree with all of that. So that was your Warm It Up, Chris, for the episode. Thank you so much, Zahkia. This is going to be episode number 442 of Trivial Warfare. That means we are on the main feed. So a big shout out to everybody listening. We think you guys are awesome. And I want to let you know that if you want more Trivial Warfare in your life, you can have it. You just got to go to trivialwarfarearmy.com, sign up as a sergeant or higher to get access to all of our old archived episodes. There are some absolute bangers in there. If you want to understand where all of our references come from, you got to go back to the beginning. Go to trivialwarfarearmy.com, sign up as a sergeant, and get started listening today. Today's matchup, it's going to be Brian and Jonathan versus Mike and Erin. Zahkia is hosting, and it's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
All right, friends, we're just gonna jump into it. Round 1, question 1. Your category, Olympics. Up again for duty in 2028. What U.S. state has hosted both Summer and Winter Olympic Games?
I'm setting you my guesses.
We will lock in.
Oh, good.
But
I mean, I know Lake Placid in New York had Winter Olympics. I thought that maybe Utah had Salt Lake City as summer, and I feel like they might have had a winter. But you're saying somewhere named Sun Valley?
well, is it Sun Valley? Okay, there's only been 3 locations that have had the Summer Olympics in the U.S. Atlanta, St. Louis, and L.A. That's it.
Salt Lake City didn't have the Olympics?
They didn't have the Summer Olympics. They had the Winter Olympics.
Oh, that was winter.
That was winter.
Oh. Okay, so say them again.
Atlanta, St. Louis, and L.A.
And St. Louis stole it from Chicago way early on.
Yeah, 1904, I used to live there.
Yeah, okay.
It was the high point for St. Louis. It's been kind of downhill since then.
Yeah.
It's got to be California.
Atlanta didn't have winter.
Yeah, it's got to be California.
I like your logic.
It's a 1960 Winter Olympics, I think. I can't remember if it was Sun Valley or Squaw Valley or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that was
Squaw Valley
right
sounds familiar.
Squaw Valley, 1960, California.
All right, I'll go with you. We'll say California.
Erin and Mike, what did you say?
I didn't remember specifically where the winter ones had been, but I was 100% sure that 2028 is going to be in LA. So we said California.
Your correct answer is indeed California. Squaw Valley did host the Winter Olympics in 1960, and LA has hosted summer and will be hosting in 2028 again. So nice job, both teams.
Good job.
Yay.
Awesome.
All right, round 1, question 2. Your category is anatomy. Like the appendix, people are often told that we really don't need this organ, which removes old and damaged blood cells, recycles iron, and holds on to an extra store of blood in case the body goes into shock.
I keep accidentally being on the wrong thread and texted this word to my girlfriend just now. And I don't think that she's interested in that word.
Well, unless you want to involve your girlfriend, we can lock in.
No, she can't play. That wouldn't be fair. All right, you're locked in. Brian, you said the word that I typed to her. So
is
tell
her
us what you know about it.
Is her eyebrow up right now? So
Yeah,
she's
she's
like,
like,
what the?
The last thing I get was a heart. I respond with spleen. So yeah, we both said spleen. At first I was going towards tonsils, but all the rest of it's like, no, that's not tonsils. No, that's not tonsils. Okay, this has got to be something else.
Mike and Erin, what did you guys lock in with?
You know, we had the same answer, but I saw what you were doing. This wasn't really about anatomy at all. Paul Rubens had just died, And even though we're on the fence about a couple of body parts, I figured you were doing an homage to one of his best roles, the spleen in Mystery Men. So I think that's how we came to the spleen.
Nice.
I'm the spleen.
I mean, that's pretty great. The origin of this question has unfortunately nothing to do with Paul Rubens and everything to do with the fact that I just had a surgery where they warned me that I could lose a lot of blood. So I learned a lot about spleens. So,
Wow.
spleen is your correct answer. Round 1, question 3, your category, monarchs.
Oh, God.
You're fine. The founding fathers may not have been keen on him, but this man is still the longest reigning king in British history, reigning for 59 years and 96 days. Charles, eat your heart out.
Yeah, man. I'm on the same page.
Yeah, lock it in.
Lock it in.
That's what we were going to say. Mike, I think, sent this before she finished the question.
Well, my daughters were huge Hamilton fans, and what's a more memorable depiction of George III than, I guess it was Jonathan Groff or whatever his name is, doing those kicks on the stage. Mm-hmm. So I'm not well educated, but I do remember that, and I'm pretty sure it was George III.
All right. So Jonathan and Brian, what did you say?
Well, we said George III too.
No, we said George III 3, not 2. 3. George 3.
Okay.
George the 32nd.
In the chat, it looked like Geo3, which is like, ooh, that sounds like a car. But your correct answer is indeed George III. Nice job.
That was his rap name, Geo3.
Geo3. Faux show.
So at the end of round 1, Jonathan and Brian, you have 30. Erin and Mike, you also have 30. Let's get into round... Goodness. Let's get into round 2, question 1. I apologize for this question. It's a little weird, but I think we'll get there. Your category is Latin translations. Your question, Aurora australis is the Latin name for what?
What are you looking?
I think we get 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Count us down,
let's
Zahkia.
do it. 3, 2, 1.
The Southern Lights.
Southern Lights.
Everybody say Southern Lights. Nice job. Everybody say Southern Lights. I'm making a little song here. Let's get into round 2.
We couldn't tell.
2.
Not at all. No, didn't realize that.
Round 2, question 2. Your category is literature.
Literature.
Yuri is the first name of what titular character of what 1957 novel written by Boris Pasternak, for which he would win and refuse the Nobel Prize in Literature?
That is not where I thought that question was.
Me neither. He just retired from the Bruins, right? Thank you. I'm like, trust me, that's funny. It's just, you gotta forget it.
I was laughing in the chat too, Erin. I don't know if you saw it.
Okay.
I think I got it.
Brian, I'm 100% on board with you. I think we should answer that.
Yeah, we'll lock in.
So I got a swag, and if I'm wrong, I'd say y'all can't make fun of me, but I'm not your mom. You can do whatever you want. So titular character, first name Yuri, means we're obviously looking for a surname. And I remember recently talking to some folks in my trivia game about this. I'm going to go on a bit of a digression here, but this really cool sounding book club they were in where they read a fiction and a nonfiction book about similar stuff. So they read 2 books about or related to Dr. Zhivago because the publication history of that book is bananas. And I have the book. I haven't read the books yet, but I have them on my list. And it's like, it was like smuggled out and then published by the CIA as anti-propaganda or something wild that obviously I don't know the details on, but that would make sense for someone who refused a Nobel Prize. And also Boris sounds like it's kind of Russian. So here we are.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So is that your answer, Dr. Zhivago?
Yes, Dr. Zhivago is the answer, yeah.
All right.
You're right, I've never said that part.
Yeah, Brian, this is all you, man.
I knew he wrote something that was turned into a pretty big movie, so I was looking for a movie after 1956 that had a titular character and whose last name would go well with Yuri. So I got to Zhivago.
We said Dr. Zhivago.
Your correct answer is Dr. Yuri Zhivago.
I gotta thank my regulars.
And Erin, you're correct. The story of the publication is pretty wild. It was smuggled out of Russia into Italy. Italy was the first country to publish it. And the story apparently is critical of the Russian Revolution. So when he was up for the Nobel Prize, he's like, no, I can't accept it because
They will kill me.
Russia. So, yeah. Dr. Zhivago is your correct answer. Nice job. Round 2, question 3. Your category, vitamins. Retinol, used in skincare products to treat acne and smoothing lines, is in the family of what fat-soluble vitamin? This vitamin is broken down into 2 dietary families, the retinols and the carotenes. Carotenes are present in mangoes, sweet potatoes, and carrots, giving those foods their color.
You lock in.
All right, Brian, you have any thoughts here?
I don't know a lot about vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
I know that vitamin D is in carrots.
You said vitamin D or vitamin...
Vitamin D. D as in David.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's vitamin A, isn't it? I get confused. Like I said, I don't know much about vitamins.
D only comes mostly, like, we don't get a lot of D in our diet. It comes, we generate it from sunlight, and there's D in milk. But, yeah, I don't think D would have been I'm not sure about that one.
No, I don't think that's right, actually. Having talked through it with you, I think it is vitamin A. Carrots, vitamin A, carotene. I think that's also sweet potatoes. I eat a lot of those, and I know they're good for you, and I think vitamin A is one. But I would agree with you. Not D, but I would go with then vitamin A as my...
Just one last question. Is there any thought about it being C? And the reason I'm asking is that I've always, and I know this is childish, but I associate the color orange with vitamin C.
Yeah, but it's also in limes and lemons.
Yes, it is.
I've always heard carrots are vitamin A. That's how you get your vitamin A.
Okay.
The other thing is vitamin C is typically citrus fruits, which are more tropical.
Yes.
Limes, lemons, pineapples.
Mangoes.
But carrots and sweet potatoes are not tropical.
They are not.
So yeah, I like vitamin A as we work through this.
All right, we'll do vitamin A.
Erin and Mike, what did you say?
Well, my children are all beautiful, but I've had 7 teenagers, so I know a little bit about retinol, and I'm pretty sure it's vitamin A.
Yep.
Your correct answer is vitamin A.
Yay!
Jonathan, vitamin C just has a really strong marketing team to make you think it's always orange.
Hey, it works out well.
But yeah, correct answer is vitamin A. So at the end of round 2, both teams have 60. Nice job.
Hey.
Good game.
Gonna need y'all to start missing some, if you don't mind.
No, thanks. You didn't.
Take some pressure off.
No. Just no.
It might happen in round 3. This is where things get a little weird. So, round 3, question 1. Your category is family business. The Ciccone family just listed their winery in Suttons Bay, Michigan for sale for $4.5 million this week. The founder, Silvio, and the manager, Mario, are the father and brother of what American pop singer?
Oh.
We could lock it in.
All right, great. Brian, I have good confidence that Madonna's last name is Ciccone.
I would agree with you 120%.
There we go. So we get 20% extra points if we get it right. We're going to say Madonna.
No.
No?
No.
But he said 120% confidence.
In that case, we're 100,000,000% confident.
Oh, not that good at math.
Erin and Mike, what did you say with your crazy percentile confidence?
You said it, dude.
Madonna. Yeah, it was Madonna. I mean, as soon as you said family business, I knew it was going to be Italians. I say that as an Italian American.
The question was, yeah, for sure. No doubt.
Yes. So your correct answer, her middle name is Louise. Her confirmation name is Veronica. Her last name is Ciccone. Her first name is Madonna. Nice job.
Nice.
Round 3, question 2, your category, regular business. And
I've got a joke answer. Pre-guessing Metamucil. Just saying.
Oh, Okay. I strangely worded this question, but I'll bring it back in. In a strange business move, Overstock.com purchased the logo, URL, and other intellectual property of what defunct company? Overstock.com is still legally Overstock.com, but is now doing business as this company that very publicly filed for bankruptcy in the past year.
Lock.
I got it.
Yeah?
I've got meow meows, Jonathan.
Whoa, meow meow.
And you guys can talk about it as Erin and Mike have already locked in, yeah?
Yeah. All right. What the heck? You already sent something?
I've read a couple articles about this. It's Bed Bath & Beyond.
Is it really?
They just switched over the website name this week, I think. But they bought it like a month ago or 6 weeks ago. And it makes more sense for what they sell. Overstock doesn't really say anything, but Bed Bath & Beyond is a little bit better.
Wow.
So that's our answer.
Okay.
Erin and Mike, what did you say?
This one, I needed the whole question to get to it. He did not.
It's almost unfair. It's Bed Bath & Beyond. Can I say that my firm represented them in the bankruptcy? I guess. Yeah, it's Bed.
Oh, I love it when I write questions that really touch home to someone who is playing. This has happened a few times now. The correct answer is indeed Bed Bath & Beyond. Round 3, question 3. Your category is reality TV.
Crap.
L'Oreal, Macy's, Aldo, Banana Republic, Brother, and Hewlett-Packard have all been corporate sponsors for what reality TV competition series currently in its 20th season?
I got meow meows on this.
No.
Ditto.
Meow meow. And Brian, you look like you're pretty confident too.
I am the only man in a house full of women. And so I have watched this from season 1. I think we trailed off the last couple of years, but yeah, we actually did a trivia night the other night, and in a different way, this same answer came up. They were talking about which host had the catchphrase of "Make it work."
Make it work.
It's Project Runway, and yeah, I've watched more of those than I care to remember.
Hey, I watched the first few seasons. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Everything gets old eventually, though.
Yeah. I watched the first few with my family. It was one of those things that we do together. And now that I don't live with them anymore, when I'm writing trivia, I'll put on like reality TV in the background for company. So I think I've watched all of it, and I have definitely seen all of those sponsors. And Tim Gunn will send them to the Brothers Sewing Machine Room and the Aldo shoe wall, and just the product placement is just like it's everywhere. But it's Project Runway.
For some reason, this show has been my comfort show in my recovery. It is Project Runway.
Wow.
Nice job.
It's a good one.
This is the Learning About Zahkia episode, y'all.
Yes. Wait until you get to the end. You're going to learn a lot about Zahkia. So at the end of round 3, we are 90 and 90, friends.
Wow. This is a real race right here.
Mm-hmm. And going into our midpoint, your midpoint category and explanation are Merriam-Webster's Word of the Year. So I'm going to give you the year, the part of speech, and the definition, and with a little extra spice from me sometimes. And you give me the word that was the word of the year that fits that description. So your first, 2006, noun, the belief or assertion that a particular statement is true based on the intuition or perceptions of some individual or individuals, without regard to evidence, logic, intellectual examination, or facts. The word was most notably used by Stephen Colbert that year. Number 2 is 2008. The provision of financial help to a corporation or country which otherwise would be on the brink of bankruptcy. One of these was handed to auto corporations that year. 2013, noun, knowledge or a system of knowledge covering general truths or the operation of general laws. And 2022, a verb, subjective experience in which an individual's perception of reality is repeatedly undermined or questioned by another person. The Washington Post states that the word is often misused to describe ordinary disagreements.
I just sensed something.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
I like it.
I like it too. All right, sounds good. We'll lock in.
So you, Mike, you knew one, same thing, like before she even finished the question. 1 is truthiness, 2 is a bailout, 3 wiki, and 4 is gaslight.
All right. Jonathan and Brian, what did you say?
So we had some back and forth as well. I think the third one was the hardest one. Brian was fully aware of truthiness as a thing, which I wasn't, so we went truthiness from number 1. Also went bailout for 2. We guessed paradigm for number 3.
Ooh.
And number 4, we put gaslighting.
All right,
I like
let's
that.
go. Let's go through them. So the first one, I am not going to read that whole definition again. It's long, but the correct answer is indeed truthiness. That is correct. The provision of financial help to a corporation or country that would otherwise be on the brink of bankruptcy is indeed a bailout. So 2013 is like a shout out to people who are big fans of the word of the year. So in 2013, a lot of people thought the word was going to be selfie, and Oxford chose selfie, but Merriam-Webster did not choose selfie. They chose a very, very boring word, which didn't seem like it fit at all, and is actually something that we shout out a lot on Trivial Warfare. The answer is science.
No. No.
Just science.
God, okay. That's an unusual pick.
It is an unusual pick. It definitely stands out from the rest in terms of the rest of the picks. And 2022, both teams got it, is gaslighting. So the correct answers are truthiness, bailout, science, and gaslighting.
Wow.
So both teams picked up 15 points, which means at the end of the midpoint, both teams have 105.
105 to
That is-
105.
That is a good definition of science now that I look at it in
Yeah.
the chat.
It's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That seems like a cop out for the word of the year.
Right.
Totally.
Very much so. And they said,
Yeah.
oh, it's because of like climate change and false science. I'm like, but
But you didn't pick
selfies
one.
was right there.
You didn't
It's a
pick
good thing we've come so far in the last 10 years that we don't have to worry about those things anymore.
All right, everybody, that is the end of the first half. But before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by the Everyday Q&A Trivia Calendar for 2024. That's right. It is that time of year again. The trivia calendar has been produced, and it is shipping over the seas right now. That's right, over all of the seas right now to get to a warehouse before we can start shipping them out to you. You can pre-order today. Go to triviacalendar.com and pre-order so that you can be one of the first to get them in your hand. As always, if you buy more than one at a time, you will get a 20% discount on your calendars. This is a fantastic calendar for anybody who loves trivia. It's put together by myself and my good friend Kit Sikelski. It is full of awesome questions. You don't want to miss it. Go to triviacalendar.com to pre-order today. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's game.
Let's get into round 4, question 1. Your category is architecture. The Statue of Unity is the largest statue in the world, located on the banks of the Narmada River in what country? The statue is of the first deputy prime minister of the country, who is credited for uniting the 562 princely states.
We can lock on that.
Okay.
That was fast. But my gut is leading me towards Russia just because of princely states.
I had the India already typed just because of the
Ooh.
sound of it all. I recall there being a really large statue somewhere in Southeast Asia also.
You know, I don't hate India. If you would like to go that way, I could follow along with you.
It's a guess, but it fits in a lot of ways. So yeah, let's take a swing with India. We'll lock in.
Sounds good.
Mike and Erin, what did you say?
So I remember seeing this in a book recently, and it's very interesting because it's just a statue of a dude. I mean, it's the deputy prime minister. It's not like somebody with a sword or, carrying a torch, and it's in India.
So the origins of this question come from like about a week and a half ago. Dane and I got into this huge thing on YouTube where we watched countdowns of the largest statues in the world. And a lot of them in the top 10 we had never seen before.
Wow.
And yeah, a lot of them are Buddhist statues, are actual of the Buddha. Some of them are Guanyin. But the largest statue in the world is of the Deputy Prime Minister of India. India is your correct answer.
How big is it in relation to the Statue of Liberty?
How big is it?
Because I was just in New York, so I have a good reference for how big the Statue of Liberty is.
The Statue of Unity is 597 feet. I don't know how tall the Statue of Liberty is. So let's look that up.
Find out. 151 feet. It's twice as tall.
Yes, it is.
Now that's obviously,
massive.
you got to take off the base of the Statue of Liberty, though. The Statue of Liberty, God, that's a bunch of lines.
It's just a dude. It's just a statue of a dude. Wild.
Mm-hmm.
I bet if you add everything together, that it would be around the same height as the Statue of Liberty from base to tip. Because the base, the pedestal of a Statue of Liberty is as tall as the Statue of Liberty. So it's about twice the height altogether.
And you've got to think the Prime Minister is thinking, I'm entitled to just as big, right?
This is tremendous shade on the Prime Minister, I think. Why would you do, unless the deputy is somebody who ultimately historically is more famous, why would...
There's a couple reasons I think that go into this. One, the guy who's the deputy prime minister, I can't remember his first name, but I think his last name was Patel. The guy who the Statue of Unity is from Gujarat in India. And currently, and this is a new statue, and the guy who's currently the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, is also from Gujarat. Yeah. So I think that has something to do with it, like choosing, hey, this is a guy from my home state that's really great, but also really revered in India for uniting the country.
Yeah, I was thinking, thank you, Erin. I was thinking, I'm looking at the base, and the base looks as tall as she is, for sure. So 305 from the ground. Check this out. Without the base, though, here's what it looks like.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
I appreciate that exists, and you found it.
Yes, me too.
Huh. Neat.
Oh,
that dude can see over the whole country. Like, he can see all the way around.
All 562 princely states.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, this is another question, not to get us back on track. Sorry, but Mike knew it immediately, and by the time he got to the end of the question, I'm like, yes, that is the correct answer. Good job. Good question.
Statue of Unity, which is twice as tall as the Statue of Liberty in New York, is dedicated to Iron Man of India, Sardar Patel. So he had a nickname, the Iron Man of India.
Yeah, cool. He's just a dude.
Just a dude.
It's just a dude.
I mean, he's even wearing clothes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if it was a gigantic naked man?
Oh, yeah.
That's a little Greek. That's the wrong part of the world. Let's get into round 4, question 2. Your category, Black folk mythology. The Gullah people of South Carolina and Georgia traditionally paint the roofs of their houses what color? Generally attributed to hex code D1EAEB to keep haints, which are ghosts that chase you to a death by exhaustion, and boo-hags, vampire-like creatures that suck breath instead of blood from you, away. I'll paste that in the chat.
I feel like I have a lot of confidence here. I'm like 99% on it.
Go for it.
Yeah, we'll lock in.
Just waiting for Erin to bail me out on this one.
Ooh. So I know this is an audio medium, but this is a chat full of white people for the most part, except for the woman asking the question. So, which is to say, I don't know, but I am excited to learn. I mean, we can pick a color and lock it in.
And so we're looking at roofs, not ceilings, right? So I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've been to like Gullah country in South Carolina enough to notice whether there were trends among the roofs there. And I can't read hex code.
Right. If you can, that's cool. That's an unusual and probably mostly useless skill to have, but when it pays off, boy, does it.
This is Erin vamping right now.
Oh, no, 100%. I was in New Orleans, which I'm aware is neither South Carolina nor Georgia, and I feel like I remembered a lot of the roofs being blue, but in retrospect, that might just be tarps because they were still destroyed from the hurricanes. So, blue, red, yellow. I can continue naming colors till you tell me to stop.
Would blue help you keep haints away?
I don't know I don't know. You said that with authority, like you actually had a follow-up point to make based on my answer to the question, which, based on your laughter, you don't.
No. And I like blue, I guess.
I like blue.
You want to just say blue?
Let's say blue. We're going to lock in with blue.
So I asked a similar question to this a few months ago because of a conversation that Sarah and I had while we were in Savannah. And we were literally talking about the Gullah people because we had read a plaque, and she told me about these roofs that were they were colored to keep the ghosts away, and the color is called haint blue. And so we said haint blue.
So this is where you get to learn a little bit about Zahkia. So my grandmother is from Georgia originally, and one thing she hates is haints. She does not like them. She swears up and down she saw one as a kid and was chased and beat it for some reason. But haints and boohags are like really, really gnarly creatures. You never want to see them. And you paint your roofs blue, like haint blue specifically, so because they can't swim. So, like, they think it's water. Haints and boohags are ground menaces more than anything else. And I don't read hex code perfectly, but I included it in here because if you know, like F and 000 are white and black, that will kind of eliminate those two colors. So, yeah, haint blue.
That's so cool.
I'm trying to find the lyric, because the first time I heard this word was from the song Haunted House. This is Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. They're the same ones that do Wooly Bully. It's in the fourth verse. Say yes, I'll be here when the morning come. I'll be right here and ain't gonna run. I bought this house and now I'm boss. Ain't no haint's gonna run me off. That's literally the lyric from this 60s song, and that's the first time I'd ever heard that word, and it's always just meant ghost to me after that.
So if you're like me and immediately Googled haint blue because you're wondering what kind of color it is, the first article that came up is a Southern Living article, 12 prettiest shades of haint blue for your front porch. So
no, it became traditional across all of the South. That it's now just a very common color, and it's like a light blue green, like a very light teal.
It's pretty.
It's a very pretty shade of blue. But if you want haint stories, Erin, you'll just have to meet my grandma.
Now, Zahkia, just technically, because I heard Mike debate ceilings versus roofs, and it is on the ceilings mostly and the porches. It's not really the color of the roof itself. It is the inside, the underneath.
Yeah, it's not like, I guess you could paint like the top of the roof, but I think of ceilings as like inside
of the roof, yeah.
Inside the house, and I like what the underside of the roof part is what you paint.
It's the porch ceiling, the outside porch ceiling.
Okay.
Is what I'm. That's. I mean, that's ceiling, when, like if we look it up, if we look at pictures, it's always outside. It's always on a porch. Mm-hmm. It's always what you see when you look up and you're sitting on your swing.
Yeah. Yes. That part. All right, friends. Round 4, question 3. Your category: she will not wave a white flag. Sometimes known as Alyssa, what is the name of the woman who fled tyranny of her brother to become the founder and first queen of the city-state of Carthage? She has been mentioned in many literary and musical works, including some by Virgil, Dante, Henry Purcell, and Hector Berlioz.
You ready to lock in with that, Jonathan?
I think so.
Yeah, we'll lock in.
both threw out guesses at the same time. He said Boudica, I said Dido. I think I said I have moderate thunder. I almost jokingly, when you said white flag, I almost said Dido because the artist has that song about waving a white flag.
Nice.
Or there's a line in the song, which I think is where my brain went there. And then I'm pretty sure when I was, I think every woman had a brief Dido phase. And when I was in mine for, 35 minutes or whatever, I looked up the origin of her name, and I feel like it's right. But again, this is just a vibe. So if you.
It sounds legit to me, Erin. And I mean,
right.
Look, if we get this right, then I'm going to want to thank you.
Oh, boo. Boo.
We will lock in.
All right. Jonathan and Brian, what did you say?
One thing, and I'll warn you now, Jonathan, I've been dreading that might come up, is video game categories. Because I only play one video game. I've been playing it for 25 years, but that's all I play. And that is Civilization 6, or Civilization series. And one of the queens is Queen Dido.
Wow.
I wasn't 100% sure she was the originator of the dynasty, but it's all I had. There was nothing else. I knew that she was from Carthage. That was it.
Well, Erin, the white flag was definitely put in there because I wanted you to think of the Dido song.
Yeah.
Your correct answer is Dido. So Mike has to thank you.
I'm not going to sing it, but thank you.
Now it's in my head.
Maybe he'll become an Erin stan. Yay!
Boo.
All right. After round 4, goodness gracious, friends, you were tied up 135.
Yay.
Yay.
All right. Let's see if we can break it up in round 5. Maybe.
Oh.
Round 5, question 1. Your category. I was told there would be no data math.
Oh boy, I'm out.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I'm screwed.
Yeah, lawyers and data? Uh-oh.
It's all you, Jonathan.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I disagree.
All right. Here's your question. This is the data type that has one of 2 possible values, usually true or false, and is named after the English mathematician that defined an algebraic system of logic in the mid-19th century.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
I thought we weren't supposed to know these things.
We haven't done a toot-toot.
Hey.
I love it
See,
too.
Erin looks upset.
I am upset.
You don't have to be
We
mad.
weren't supposed to be responsible for knowing this stuff.
Data type that has 2 possible values, usually true or false, and that's when we were thinking binary, and it's named for the English mathematician that defined an algebraic system of logic in the mid-19th century. The first thing that comes to mind, and I don't know that it fits, it's just, pop knowledge, science, history, would be Bayesian probability.
Sure, I like it. The nonsense word that popped in, well, it's not nonsense, but the incorrect word that popped into my head was Euclid, but that's geometry, not algebra. So yeah, I'm fine with Bayes because I know that Bayesian algebra. I think that's a thing. That sounds like a thing. Let's lock it in.
I think, and I also think it sounds more mid-19th century than Euclid.
Yeah.
So.
Also more English. Yeah. All right, cool. I like it.
All right.
Jonathan and Brian, what did you say with your 2 toots?
Okay, I did say I'm a lawyer and we're not good with numbers, but full disclosure, I was a math minor.
Oh.
I didn't do very well in math. That's
Twisting
why I was
the
only a
knife.
minor. But more importantly, my father was a PhD engineer, and he collected old math books. And I distinctly remember picking up a book when I was in, 8th grade, and I wanted to look smart, and I started reading it. And it was a book about Boolean algebra.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the correct answer after the British mathematician Boole. I don't remember his first name. I had to take a stab, but I'm not going to. But it was Boole and Boolean is the correct answer.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Jonathan and Brian, your answer is true. George Boole is his name, and Boolean is your correct answer.
Well done.
only know that, or I mostly know that in the context of search engines.
Yes,
like
exactly.
Boolean search. I never once bothered to find out what that meant, and now I'm wishing I had.
It's a true or false.
That was big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Round 5, question 2. Your category is secret skills. Born in Arlington, Virginia in 1964, this Oscar-winning actress is actually fluent in German, though she rarely, if ever, uses the skill in her comedic or dramatic roles. This actress spent most of her early life in Nuremberg, Germany, before moving back to the U.S., attending East Carolina University, and becoming besties with George Clooney before both of their careers took off.
Really?
I'm not sure about it, but I know there's 2 data points that fit.
Dude, you're better at this game than I am. I'm with you.
Okay, I guess we'll lock in.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to throw out some other options, I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100%, but
I had no options. The question missed me completely. All right, we're gonna lock in.
I, like Jonathan, was missed completely by the question, but Mike had a guess.
I had a guess because I think that she was born in Arlington. I'm in Alexandria, Virginia, which is a neighbor to Arlington. Did Sandra Bullock ever win an Academy Award? I don't know.
I don't know shit about famous people. Yeah.
Really? Okay. And
it's big
it would
hole
seem
mine.
on brand. I'm trying to think who else is Academy Award winning and from our area, because I really should know this. The Friends with George Clooney thing seems like it throws me off. I've never thought of her as palling around. Who was friends with George Clooney?
Weren't they in a movie together? Am I thinking of somebody else? I'm really bad at this.
I'm not much better.
You at least come up with the name. Like, I can name female actresses, but I don't know. I know, like, Patton Oswalt's from Portsmouth. That's the most I know about famous people from my state.
So it's not him.
Not him. No,
Yeah.
I was ready to, guess him until she started using the feminine pronouns.
Do you want to just say Sandra Bullock and hope for the best? It's what we did last time.
I would love to
It
do
didn't serve
that.
us well. All right. When we say Sandra Bullock and Bullock, that's our answer.
Okay. Jonathan and Brian, what did you say?
we also said Sandra Bullock, because I started to say, friend in law school, a little older than I was, and I'm her age, was also from Virginia, and his nieces thought it would be really great if they could fix him up with Sandra Bullock, because she was also from Virginia. I also know she won an Academy Award for The Blind Side, and like I said, the age, the fact that she's from Arlington, and the Academy Award, I went with Sandra Bullock.
She did win an Academy Award for The Blind Side. She was besties with George Clooney before they starred together in Gravity, and
They were
she is
together.
Yeah. And she is absolutely fluent in German. Go Google that. It is wild to watch.
Wow.
The correct answer is Sandra Bullock.
Nice.
Good job.
Nice.
Well,
Good job, Mike.
I feel like Brian and Jonathan think we keep luckily guessing the stuff they know.
No. Erin and I are just blessed with two good teammates today.
Yeah.
We're spectating.
Yep.
Round 5, question 3. Your category is animation. One of Bugs Bunny's signature lines is actually a parody of what actor, sometimes referred to as the King of Hollywood, and his performance in the 1934 movie It Happened One Night. This actor's character, Peter Warren, leans against a fence and talks to Claudette Colbert's character with a mouthful of carrot.
We can lock in.
Brian,
Yes.
you've already sent an answer.
Yeah.
What's that answer and why?
Well, I said Clark Gable. First of all, King of Hollywood, when Bugs Bunny came up in the 30s, there was no bigger actor in Hollywood. Also, when it got to It Happened One Night, pretty sure that he was in that. He won an Academy Award. I'm pretty sure Claudette Colbert won an Academy Award. And I think Frank Capra won an Academy Award. It's the first movie to have director, actor, and best actress all in the same movie.
So we want to say Clark Gable?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Erin and Mike, what did you say?
I wrote a similar question a couple of months ago, and I was just saying to Mike, I'm always relieved when what I think was the question I wrote is actually, like, it actually stuck in my brain. So I was like, I'm pretty sure this is Clark Gable. And he said, totally.
There I go, like slumdogging and itching other people's brains. The correct answer is indeed
Ew.
Clark Gable. Fingers in the squishy gray matter stuff. Yum. Geez, at the end of round 5, Jonathan and Brian, you have 165. Erin and Mike, you have 155.
This game is way
killing me.
higher scoring than it has any right to be.
I mean,
After
This
that
is not an
warm-up,
easy
yeah.
game.
After the warm-it-up, I thought it'd be like exhibition baseball and preseason football. The team that goes 0 for exhibition is going to make it to the championship.
Right?
And we all did that. So I'm not that surprised based on that.
I mean, you say it's a hard game, and yet you guys are scoring all the points. So, pretty good.
No, it's amazing.
Let's get into round 6, question 1. Your category is food and superstition.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. There is a nautical superstition that says that this fruit is bad luck to have on a boat after trade ships sailing from the Caribbean and Spain would disappear, causing crews to think that having this fruit on board would cause your ship to disappear. These fruits will not indeed sink your ship, but they do release ethylene gas, which some people think might repel fish.
Oh, we gonna lock in.
All right, cool. So, Brian, you suggested bananas or oranges. I'm thinking oranges because the whole bit about scurvy, requiring vitamin C to fight off scurvy, they didn't add a bunch of oranges to the ships. They added a bunch of limes to the ships. And why would you choose a lime over oranges? And I think the reason might be that oranges were bad luck. In fact, oranges being bad luck, they stopped carrying them on the ships, which is why they started getting scurvy. So I think oranges is a good answer.
Yeah, it's the first one that came to my mind as we were doing this. But then when she got to the ethylene, I recall hearing something about bananas giving off ethylene or something similar to that as they ripen.
Who do you talk to where that something just came up around bananas and ethylene?
I think oranges makes more sense because bananas didn't become popular until the 20th century because of the development of what's it called, the Cavendish hybrid or whatever. So that makes sense. And oranges have been around, and they're in Spain and they're in the Caribbean. So that's the other reason why oranges make sense. I don't think there's bananas in Spain.
Interesting. I think we go oranges.
I'm not going to fight that. Not at all.
All right, we'll say orange.
Erin and Mike, what did you say?
There goes Jonathan again, shilling for big orange with the vitamin C connection.
Shilling for big orange. That's nice.
You started to ask the question, and my brain went, "Oh, it's bananas." And then I went, "Why do you think that, Brain?" My brain was like, "Beep! I know. I think it's bananas." And I feel like I remember something about ships would sink and bananas would float. So people would see the bananas as like a bad omen because people were stupid back then or something. But like, it's entirely possible that oranges also float. And I am, for some inexplicable reason, confusing or conflating oranges with bananas. But anyway, Mike is, pretty game and was like, sure, let's go with bananas. So that's what we locked in with.
So I really feel like based on your answers, there's got to be like an orange glad you didn't say banana joke in there. But that really wouldn't work because banana is your correct answer.
No.
Thank you, stupid brain.
Erin, what you said about seeing the bananas float in the water is part of it. People just saw like, oh no, they're bananas in the water. They must have sunk. People were stupid. And then Jonathan, if you want to talk to people about ethylene gas and banana, Dane is right there. He's the person who told me, and that's why we have to segregate the bananas to the rest of our fruit so the rest of the fruit doesn't go bad sooner.
Really?
Yeah.
Things Jonathan didn't know.
Bananas! So yeah. Banana is your correct answer. Round 6, question 2. Your category is flowers. Certain white flowers like jasmine, gardenia, and magnolia all contain trace amounts of the chemical compound indole, which is produced by the decomposition of tryptophan. Indolic perfumes tend to be polarizing, Some categorize them as smelling creamy, sexy, or addictive, while others are totally put off by it. That could be because there are also higher concentrations of indoles and what other substance?
This could be just like the most nonsensical answer.
Okay, we'll lock it in.
Brian, cilantro also has a similar situation.
Yeah.
So the cilantro one makes it taste like soapy.
Yeah.
But the broccoli one makes it taste like bitter, like really nasty. I mean, I can see what you're saying with eggs, but eggs, I think that, I don't know, eggs, that's a sulfur kind of thing. I don't know if indole has sulfur, but...
Well, like I said, I got to it from the decomposition of tryptophan. Tryptophan is... What else is high in tryptophan? Is broccoli high in tryptophan?
I had no idea.
I don't know.
I mean, I agree. Turkey and poultry.
I mean, it's probably organic. It's probably plant-based too. I don't have a problem with broccoli. I'm just trying to parse out the clues. You seem to have a lot of info on that, and it all fits and it all makes sense.
I don't have a lot of info on it. I'm just giving an answer where it's polarizing for some people. There is very clear that there are chemicals in broccoli that some people do not like to eat because it's disgusting for them, and others are like, oh, this is delicious. This is good. Throw a little bit of butter and salt in there, and I'm happy.
The only other thing I would throw out there, just to make it more complicated, is asparagus. And I think we all know why.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I can go with broccoli because you're right. It's polarizing, and that's the key word in here. I think broccoli is a polarizing vegetable.
Yeah.
More so than asparagus. So I got no problem with broccoli.
What about like a vanilla or an anise kind of smell? Anise being licorice, the base for licorice, which is also very polarizing.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the thing. It says jasmine, gardenia, magnolia have trace amounts of indole, whereas the what we're looking for has higher concentrations. So I don't think the creamy, sexy, or addictive. I mean, it's just a component of that smell because it's a trace element.
I mean, I could go with broccoli. I can go with anise for just looking for things that are polarizing.
I like broccoli better than anise.
All right,
I like
let's
it a lot
do broccoli.
better than anise.
I listed a bunch of things that are polarizing, like cat pee and general vomit and cilantro. And Mike was like, yeah, cilantro is super polarizing. It was like, white
How
creamy.
is vomit polarizing?
Is anybody pro vomit?
Listen, I'm sure someone out there is. I don't know anything personally, but there is something for everybody.
We don't judge.
Also, cat piss, not polarizing. Like, it's just sort of, in general, kind of ick. So you're right.
My dogs are intrigued by it.
That's true. This is why we honed in on cilantro because, creamy and white and addictive, it's probably not cocaine. So we went with cilantro.
Hang on to your butts. It's 10 points to Zahkia this time.
No!
The trace amounts of the indoles it's what's polarizing. And Brian really did get to it. It's the higher concentrations that really start to smell bad. And he also, I believe, honed in on the decomposition of tryptophan, because the decomp of tryptophan happens in your intestines. And Erin, I really thought you were going to get there when you were talking about like things like cat piss and vomit, because your correct answer is feces.
Okay.
Also not probably polarizing for some, but not as
perfumes
polarizing.
tend to be polarizing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What,
Because
do
there's
perfumes smell like feces? What's the connection here?
So the flowers have like a little bit of like a fecal tone sometimes. Like a little bit of amount can smell like poop to some people, but to some people it smells just fine. So like my sister, for example, she can't go to a magnolia tree and like when the flowers are blooming, she's like, oh, it smells like poop. It's terrible. But someone like me, I think it smells really nice. So
Wow. I didn't know that poop was polarizing.
The perfumes are polarizing, but the higher concentrations, pretty much everybody hates. I think we misread the question.
I gotcha. It's kind of like I see it like Ludo from the Labyrinth. You're like, oh, smell bad.
Yep.
Okay.
It's probably a poopy question from me, but let's go on to.
It's interesting, and I think it was super gettable. Like my joke answers were closer than they had any right to be.
Totally.
All right, let's get into round 6, question 3, your category, art. Known for his signature shade of blue and painting of blue fields, Yves Klein experimented with different methods of painting with sponges and rollers until he started a new series called, oh goodness, it's going to be hard for me to say, Anthropomortries, where he used what as paintbrushes?
This isn't feces, is it?
No, it is not feces.
All right, just checking.
Didn't shout.
We will lock in.
Okay.
You guys are fast.
We either know it or we don't.
There you go.
So, Brian, you and I are both thinking like anthropomorphizing something means to take something and give it humanistic characteristics, right? So anthro meaning man or person, as you mentioned. Pometries means nothing to me. So you suggested painting with his body.
Or people's bodies, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to be specific to himself.
So just human bodies?
Ometries is like from geometries, but that's studies. I don't know.
Now, logi is study.
Well, what about geometry?
I don't think metry is study. It might be measure.
Yeah. How about saying human body parts?
That makes it sound serial killer.
Yeah. We don't know he wasn't. I've never heard of him before.
Known for his signature shade of blue. Zahkia, do we have to be more specific than human bodies if that's the answer we're talking about?
No.
All right, we're probably wrong, but why don't we go with human bodies?
Yeah.
All right.
I got excited when you said signature shade of blue. I'm like, oh, I know this. It's Yves Klein. And then you said his name, and then I was out of relevant information.
It's just damn it.
Yeah, I mean, we similar kind of like anthropo, people, metries, measurements, and people measurements at fingers. So we said fingers.
All right. So Yves Klein decided that his next project, after painting with sponges and rollers, that he was going to ask other people to dip their bodies in paint and roll on the canvas.
Yeah.
Is human bodies.
Hell yeah, Brian. I didn't think we were getting that right, dude.
Well done.
Well,
We were
I knew
too
that was a
specific.
thing. Yeah, I knew that was a thing. I just didn't know it was this thing.
Yeah, it was this thing.
And for the record, I just looked it up. We know ology is the study of. Metry as a suffix does mean the process of measuring, which is interesting when it comes to astrology and astronomy. Astrology, the study of the stars. Astronomy, the measurement of the stars. Not exactly, but whatevs.
Yeah, I don't know. That still makes sense to me, kind of.
And nomi is the
Astrology's
same
not
as metry.
And well, nomen
Astronometry.
comes from nomen is knowledge, so astronomy, I believe, is the knowledge of the stars. I don't know though. That's just a guess. Greek was a long time ago.
Greece still exists.
Greece is the word.
Hey, yes.
All right. So at the end of round 6, Jonathan and Brian, you have 175. Erin and Mike, you have 165.
Wow.
Your gauntlet category is making movies.
Oh God.
All right, so we're gonna lock our wager in.
Okay.
Cool. We'll lock in.
Let's get into the gauntlet. So, question 1 of your gauntlet in the category, making movies. What is the name of the Akira Kurosawa movie that has also become a storytelling device that shows multiple descriptions of one event in different points of view? Films like Gone Girl, Vantage Point, and The Usual Suspects are all examples of this film style.
We'll lock in.
Yes, I'm sure. Lock it in.
All right, we're locked in. with something I've never heard of. That's not the first time today.
Question 2 of your gauntlet in the category Making Movies. A Band Apart is the production company of what filmmaker who named the company after Band Apart, his favorite French New Wave movie. He's also cited Westerns growing up between Los Angeles and Tennessee and the ability to cast actors that you may not have seen in a while as influence in his films, but oddly enough, never revenge.
We're locked in.
Okay. We will lock in our answer.
The third question in your gauntlet. The dolly zoom shot uses a combination of camera movement and shifting focal length to stretch or compress a background. Because of this, it creates a disorienting and flashy effect and was used in Jaws for the realization of a shark attack and in Ratatouille to transport the food critic to another world. But it was first used in what 1958 psychological thriller?
Yeah, we were on the same wavelength there.
Yeah.
You like that a lot?
Yeah, I can lock that in.
All right, we'll lock in.
Okay.
Our answer is locked in.
Time to collect the answers. So, what is the name of the Kurosawa movie that has also become a storytelling device? Like in Gone Girl, Vantage Point, and Usual Suspects. Erin and Mike, what did you say?
Rashomon.
Bless you.
Jonathan and Brian, what did you say?
We also said Rashomon.
Second one, Band Apart is the production company of what filmmaker? Jonathan and Brian, what did you say?
We were kind of casting about a bit. We didn't know the answer straight up, but we did like Quentin Tarantino as an answer because we know that he has leaned into Westerns. We do think that he has brought in folks you haven't seen in a while. So yeah, we went with Quentin Tarantino.
We also went with Quarantino. Yeah, good job, Erin. We also went with Mr. Tarantino for all the reasons Jonathan said, and also because he's absolutely the kind of pretentious person that would have a favorite French New Wave film.
Totally.
I thought you were going to say Quarantino. Like, that's a new person.
No, she was putting her own name inside of his for some reason. Hi, I'm Quarantino.
Arantino.
Q Arantino.
I just said Quentin too fast, and it got swallowed up by his last name. Normal things.
Completely normal things.
Yeah.
And the dolly zoom creates a disorienting, flashy effect used in Jaws, Ratatouille, and was first used in what movie? Jonathan and Brian, what did you say?
We went with Vertigo.
We hated hearing you give your answers.
We were so close.
Because Erin and Mike, what did you say?
Vertigo.
Yep.
Okay.
We were listing. We're like Hitchcock. Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about some Hitchcock movies. And Mike said Vertigo, and I'm like, yes. If it's wrong, it shouldn't be.
Exactly.
Looks like we all agree on the answers. So let's figure out if they are right or not. So the Kurosawa movie that's the storytelling device is indeed a Rashomon. Rashomon is the correct answer. A Band Apart is the production company of Quentin Tarantino or Quentin Tarantino. That's the guy.
Wow.
And the dolly zoom is used in Jaws, Ratatouille, also Goodfellas, but was first used in Vertigo.
Whoa. We were not expecting to get this right.
I was going to say in the chats, both of you had such little faith in yourself. Like, oh, we're not going to get 3 for 3. I'm like, you guys have such a high scoring game. Believe in yourself a little bit.
Wow.
The ones we didn't know, we just didn't know.
Yes.
Like, we were never going to get them. So
This is going to be
most of them.
This is going to be super interesting from a wager perspective.
Yep.
Oh, very, very much.
Well, we figured that the safest wager would be 9, and so you would obviously see that the safest wager was 9. So you would add 10 plus 9, get 19, and want to wager 20 in order to beat us by 1. And with that in mind, we went 11 so that we could jump over the top of that expected wager and beat you by 1 if that's what you so decided to do. So we bet 11.
With a final score of 186. Erin and Mike, what was your wager?
Well, so, I listen to Trivial Warfare with my wife. We listen to it while we're falling asleep, and we often fall asleep before the gauntlet comes in. So I'm very bad at betting. There's just something calming about listening to Jonathan and Erin and Zahkia and the whole crew. So Erin reminded me that champs bet 0, and then we realized that you would probably be conservative, so we bet 11. We thought we'd get the minimum effective dose.
Yes.
And that would take us over the top, and yet it was not enough. You're far more risk inclined than we anticipated.
Just for what it's worth, I haven't bet 0 in probably 4 years. It's been a very long time.
But I'm working my way up through the archives, Jonathan. So
So both teams wagered 11. That brings Erin and Mike to 176 versus Jonathan and Brian's 186, meaning Jonathan and Brian, you are the winners of this game.
Good game. Good game. Wow. That was a hell of a game.
I think your lawyerliness was showing in that bet. You lawyers are so risk-averse. Jonathan had to pull me along to get to 11. I almost said, no, let's go 10. Just play for the tie if everything falls into place. But we went 11. He pulled me into it.
All right. Well, before we go, we'd like to give everybody a chance to do shout-outs and causes that they care about. Brian, you're on the winning team, so we'll start with you.
Well, first I want to thank everybody on this. This was a lot of fun. And I had no idea what I was going to say until a little while ago when a certain movie director's name was mispronounced. And it connected to me that the news this week, there's a rising number of COVID cases in this country again, a lot of hospitalizations, particularly in certain areas. With school starting, with college starting, people starting to head back indoors more. If you haven't checked on your vaccination status, maybe it's time for a re-up on that. So consider that, and if it's time, go get one, because there's no harm in doing that.
That's great. That's a really good call out. Thank you. All right, and Mike, over to you.
Well, as we're recording this, people are just starting to go back to their homes in Lahaina, Maui, after the wildfires that occurred there. And I'm sure that's at the top of the news for anybody who's watching it. But there really is a need. There are clothing drives, there are GoFundMes, there are ways that you can follow the Red Cross and give to that. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take to edit and cast this, but there's still going to be a long rebuilding period in a part of the country that was just devastated almost overnight. So I hope everybody has Lahaina on their minds.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Really good call out. Boy, both of you bring in some really good call outs there at the end of the show. Thank you. And that is the end of the show. This has been a great one. So for Brian and Mike and Erin and Zahkia, my name's Jonathan, and this has been episode number 442 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it is war. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.
All right. Camera on and off.
Camera on, but frozen.
Try the switching of cameras again.
How far down that list was the Tesla?
We'll never know.
Zahkia. We once had a host named Zahkia.
You're fine. I screwed it up too, and I've already done this once today.